Hello everyone, welcome back to another video on my channel. Today I am going to show you how to install and use the Transit Railway mod for Minecraft. This mod allows you to automate railways for your city or whatever you're making. It's really cool, so let's get into the video.
This is Route 1 to Central Station.
Before we get started, I hope you enjoyed the video, and don't forget to like and subscribe and leave a comment about what I should do next. Before we get started, we need a couple of things. One of those things being Java. Now, if you do not have Java installed already, you should go and get it from the website I've linked down below. It will look a bit like this, and you will have to click the Java download button, and then you can click agree and start free download. The install of Java is pretty much like any other program. I'm not going to go over that in this tutorial. This mod also requires Fabric to be run, so instead of using Forge, this mod uses Fabric. So we are going to install Fabric for Minecraft 1.18.1 because currently the official release version of this mod is only for that version and some older versions, and of course we want to use the most recent version. So to get started with installing Fabric, we are going to head over to the download page, and I'm going to show you the universal way, so this can be done on Windows, Mac and Linux. You have to click download universal jar. This will download this file. Now this file is just a Java file, that's why you need Java to be installed in order to run this Java file, because otherwise you won't be able to install Fabric. Now double click to open it, and it's going to show up like this. Now this is going to install for 1.18.2, and we need it for version 1.18.1. So we click on the drop down menu and select that version. The loader version should be on the most recent version. There isn't a big difference, but the most recent version is what I always recommend. Then you can also select an install location. This install location should be correct by default, unless you have installed your Minecraft somewhere else. Then you will have to point to that direction instead of this directory. Then you can also choose to create a profile in the official launcher. We're going to let it be ticked, so it's automatically going to create a profile where we can load Minecraft with mods. Then we are going to press install. Then it's going to say successfully installed. So now we can click OK, and we know that Fabric has been installed. Then we can close this, and if you want you can delete this file. Now we're going to open another tab of File Explorer, and we're going to click on the navigation bar and enter %appdata %. Then you will see a .minecraft folder, and in this .minecraft folder you will see quite a lot of folders. Now you might have not as many folders as I have, because I have used some other mods and stuff, but the most important folder in here is the mods folder. If you do not have this mods folder, say for example you do not have this folder, you're going to right click on new, click folder, call it mods without any capitalization, press enter again to get into the folder. Now we're going to download all the mods required. So first of course the Transit Railway mod. So to get started with downloading, you can click on versions and then download one of the versions you need. Now what we do need is this latest version. This is for 1.18 and 1.18.1. We'll download that. You will also need the London Underground add-ons pack. You can go over to that and click on files, and then usually it will be the most recent file. This is for 1.18.1, so it is the correct one. You will also need to download the Architecture API. Same thing goes for this. You can also go to Files and download the latest 1.18.1 version. So make sure this part right here says 1.18.1. So we will need to use this one. Then we'll also need Fabric API. You can also download this via the Versions tab and then download the latest version for 1.18.1. So we will need to scroll down a bit. And there we go. Here is 1.18.1. And we click on it and we go ahead and download it. Then I'm also going to download a mod called Mod Menu, which will allow us to change the settings of mods. You do not need this, but I recommend to use it. You can download it the same way as the previous mod, and we will download the version for 1.18.1, which is this version right here. Then we're also going to download World Edit just to make building a bit quicker. You do not need this at all, but it's a lot easier to build. We're going to head over to Files and again download the latest version for 1.18.1. Then we're also going to download World Edit CUI so we can see what we are doing with World Edit. And we are also going to download the latest version for 1.18.1. After that's done, we're also going to download Sodium and Iris shaders. These are optimization and shader mods. You do not need any of these, but I recommend at least using Sodium to optimize your game. This will greatly improve your FPS with any mods, and I recommend using it whenever you can. So we're also going to go to Versions and download the latest one for 1.18.1. Same thing goes for Iris. We're also going to go to Versions and download the latest one for 1.18.1. And there we go. We should have downloaded all the mods right now. Now to use the mods in the game, we're simply going to open both our mods folder we opened earlier and also open our downloads folder. We're going to select all of these. You can do that by clicking and dragging or pressing Ctrl A, or by clicking one of the mods and then shift clicking the last one. Then we're going to copy or cut the mods. I'm going to cut the mods to the mods folder, so this is Ctrl X. You can also use Ctrl C to just copy them, and then in the mods folder you can press Ctrl V. Ctrl V pastes them in the mods folder, and as you can see, they've moved from my downloads folder into the mods folder. Now we can close the downloads folder, as well as the mods folder, as well as our browser, and we can go ahead and open the Minecraft launcher. Then you should be able to see a profile has been created. Before we start playing, I recommend giving it a bit more RAM. So what you're going to do is go over to Installations, and then click on the Fabric Loader. Click on More Options, and then in here in JVM arguments you will see a argument called -xmx, and then usually it's 2G. Now this depends on how much RAM you have. You can check the amount of RAM you have by pressing Ctrl Shift Escape and heading over to Performance in the Task Manager and clicking on Memory. This will show how many gigabytes of RAM you have. As you can see, I have 16 gigs, so that's plenty for Minecraft. Depending on how much you have, we will edit this number. So if you have 4 gigabytes, I recommend just sticking to 2 gigabytes. If you have 8 gigabytes, I recommend choosing 3. And if you have 16, you can go for 4, maybe even 6, but generally more than 4 is not necessary. I like to use 6 just because. There we go. Then you can press save and you can start playing. This will take a bit the first time because it has to download a couple extra files. I forgot to check which version I downloaded for the Railway mod, and I accidentally downloaded the Forge version. So make sure you download the correct version. Unlike me, I downloaded the Forge version instead of the Fabric version. So let's do that again. We have to download the Fabric version, and then instead of using this old Forge version, or rather just Forge version, we're going to use the Fabric version. That is also the more stable version. So then we're going to start it again. Then once Minecraft has launched, you can start create a world just like usual and call it something like Rings. Then I am also going to change a couple of things. I always change. And then I'm also going to select a super flat world. Once we've loaded in, you can open your inventory and you will see these tiny arrows right here. These have been added to add extra pages, and using these you can go over to the different tabs from just default vanilla Minecraft or the mod. Now onto the basics. First off, we'll need to use the rail node, which you can find in the first tab, as well as a railway dashboard and a brush. We will also use the iron rail connector, as well as a obsidian rail connector, a platform rail connector, and a siding rail connector. We can also get a rail remover in case we mess up. Then we can exit the inventory and start building. To start building, we can place a rail node. This is going to be the start or the end of a track. Then we can walk like 10 or so blocks. Place another one of these in the same direction. It doesn't matter in which direction you look at it, in this way or in this way, but if you turn, it will turn with you. So make sure to put the first one straight and the second one as well. Then we're going to connect these using iron rails. And there we go. By right clicking each one consecutively, you can create a rail. Then if we wish to add like a corner, for example, to the right here, we're going to walk like this, fly a bit, and then put down another one, making sure it's rotated 90 degrees according to the other one. Then we're going to press or right click on this one. The arrows should start flashing, and then you can right click on this one and you have created a curve. Now to start building an actual route, we will also add a platform. To add a platform, we're going to use the platform track, starting right here. Then you can go and put another one of these rail nodes and put another, click another time, and there we go. This track will be red. That's to show that this is a platform track. Then we can also select a block from the station building blocks called platform, and then using this block we can build the edge of a platform. Okay, so there we go. I built my platform. This platform is going to be used by the train to choose which side to open the doors on. For the next step, we're going to create another curve, a 90-degree curve to somewhere about right here. And then we make the curve, and there we go, that's connected. Now we can also create another straight piece. And then we can put another one of these rail nodes right here. Use another iron rail connector and click on the rail connector we already previously connected to make a switch. This switch will be switched automatically, so you don't have to worry about creating any systems to switch it around. Now we're going to create a siding. This is where our trains will spawn. So start by clicking on the part you want the siding to start in. Go to the other node. If you do not have one, we are going to place one. Then we click, and we have created a siding. This rail is going to be yellowish gold, and that's to show that this is a siding. I'm also going to replace the floor of the siding with some yellow concrete. There we go. Now it's clear that this is the siding, and trains will spawn right there. Then we're also going to make some more curves and make a bit of a looping track. Then I'm going to add another platform, so we have at least 2 stations. And then I'm going to try to finish this rail. Now, as you can see, these do not really match up. So we can use the rail remover by clicking on one end and then the other to remove the rail in between. Or we could just destroy this corner and it will delete all the tracks connected to that point. Now there is our piece we just built, and there's where we have to go. So I'm going to put a 45-degree angle piece right here. As you can see, this is still blinking because I clicked right there. And then I'm also going to connect this, and it's going to connect properly. Then I'm going to connect this piece over to the platform piece right here. And we have made a circle track. Now to start running trains on these, you're going to need a railway dashboard. We click on the railway dashboard and we get a map. We can move this around by left clicking and dragging. And then you can see our platform and our yard, basically. Now we're also going to really quickly put a platform on the other platform rail. There we go. Then I'm going to head back into the railway dashboard, and we can see we've built this platform right here. We're going to start by adding stations. Adding a station is as simple as clicking Add Station, giving it a name, like North, then dragging by left clicking and dragging on the map where the station area is. So this area is where the station is. This is our platform we built, and the white square is what I've decided to make a station area. Then we click Done, and this is a station zone. Now in here you can see a square with 1 if you zoom in. This square is a platform track, and if you click on it you can change the settings of this platform. Now I'm going to keep it at 1, and I'm going to make this train dwell time a bit longer. This time is deciding on how long the train should stop. So once the train arrives and it stops, it's going to wait this long before closing the doors and going off again. 20 seconds is pretty much perfect for this station. Then I'm going to add another station. We are going to call this South. Make sure to click on the name before typing. Then zoom in and select the station area. You can always redraw if you think the station area is not good. Then we click Done once it's done. And there we go. Now we have our 2 stations. We can edit this track as well to make it 20 seconds too. And then we're done in this step. So in this tab, we're going to go over to the depot tab. Depots, they are the places where trains spawn. So the yellow part we made earlier. We're going to add a depot, and I'm just going to call this main depot. And I'm going to select where the depot is. just this yellow part, and I'm going to press done. Then you can zoom in and see track 1 of this depot. Once you click on it, you can decide what number it has, just like any other platform. Instead of being a platform though, this is where the trains spawn. You can select which trains you want. So in my case, this is going to be the London Underground. And you can select how many trains can be spawned in total from this siding. So if you put 1 and you only have this one siding where the train spawn, you will only ever see 1 train driving around. If you put 2, you can only see 2. You can also put unlimited and you can choose any number. That's all up to you and depends all on the type of route you made. I'm just going to leave it at 1 because we do not need more than 1 for these 2 stations. Then you can just press escape to go back. Zoom out a bit. Then we're going to create a route. In the routes tab you can add a route. We're going to call this circle. If I can type correctly. There we go. Then we're going to select one platform to start. And for me this is going to be the north because I connected the depot right here. So it will be the fastest one. Once we have clicked on it, we will see it appear right here. Then we're going to click on the next station we wanted to stop in. That's going to be south for us. And then to create a loop, we're going to click north again. After clicking north, you can see all the 3 stops have been added. You can move around these stops by using the arrows next to the stop when you hover over it. Just keep it like this for now. Click on done. And then you can see it has created a circle line. You can always edit this line and change the route color using RGB values. You can also set what kind of route this is, so normal, light rail or high speed. This will change how the track looks. You can also add a route number. Let's say for us it's 1. And we can say if it is a clockwise or anti-clockwise circular route. For us it's going to be anti-clockwise because we are going like this. Then we can go back and we can go out of this menu and go check out the train. Now this train is not going to start yet, but the train has spawned and you can take a look at it. If you do not like it, you can always go back into the menu, into depots, clicking on the depot track and then changing it right here. As you can see in the background, it's changing to many different kinds of trains. Now I'm going to keep it to the London Underground. I'm going to go into depot menu, click on the main depot edit. Once you hover over it, you should see this edit button. Then to start this train on the correct route, because right now it doesn't know which route it's on, we're going to click edit train instructions at the circle line we created earlier, and it should appear here. You can click done, and it will still not start driving because we have not told it how to go. Then we are going to go back into the depot menu and we're going to refresh the path. Then it will say path created successfully. Then you can exit the menu and the train should start driving in a minute. Now if the train does not start, it probably will be because this reset itself. So put it back on. There we go. And now the train starts driving. Now we can also enter the train once the doors are open.
This is route 1 to north.
So then you're in the train and the doors are going to close and you're going to drive to the next station.
Next stop, south. This is Route 1
Then
to
the
North.
doors open again and you can exit the train. Now we're also going to go over back to the other platform, and I'm going to show you how to create platform screen doors. Head over to the railway facilities and use one of these, or choose at least these three, or a couple of other ones like these. Then once the train has stopped, you can see where the doors are going to be and which doors are going to open. We're going to put the doors from this screen door to match each and every door on the train. Then we're also going to add the walls. And at the end, we're going to use the end section marked with an E. Now I'm also going to be showing you how to use the bigger ones. It's pretty much the exact same thing.
This is Route 1 to North.
Except just taller. You can use the same technique and you will have platform screen doors that automatically open and close. Also use the end piece at the end, and there you go. Now I'm going to show you what the brush is for. So if you have these multiple pieces of the platform screen door, or at least not the door part, you can click on them with the brush to connect them and to show the line. As you can see, it shows where the train stops. Now this is a circle route, so this doesn't work amazingly well, but it does show the map, and that is very cool. You can do this on every single part. It's also going to show what line it is, depending on how big the part is where you click with the brush. You can do the same thing for the higher screen doors, taller screen doors, sorry. It will show up here. What you can also do is click on this part and an arrow will appear. This will show the direction the train will be going. You can choose both directions or the single direction. I'm just going to use both of them, because sometimes the train comes in, goes like that, or sometimes goes like that. Now we can enter our train.
This is Route 1 to North.
And as you can see, platform screen doors will start closing very shortly. This mod also includes escalators, which are not that easy to use, but also not very hard once you understand how they work. So to start off, we're going to dig a hole that's wide enough to accommodate the escalator. The escalator is too wide, and once you place it, it's going to go to the right. So as you can see, it went to the right. It's always going to go to the right, so on the right side you can't right click to place. Then you can add another piece, and as you can see, it will start building itself. You can then add some support and then click on those. Now this will look a bit weird at first, because it only updates once you get to the top. So once we get to the top and we update this block at the bottom, we have a escalator going up. Now we can remove the support blocks and the escalator will stay up. You can then connect this to some kind of second floor or anything. And then if you want to create another escalator going down, you will need to build the same thing as going up. So we are going to create supports again, build it all the way up till it updates, remove the supports, and there we go. Now we have 2 escalators going up. Just use the brush and click on one of them and it will start going down. Now you can go onto one of these going up and onto this one going down. This will move the player, so you won't have to press the W key. You also have some extras like passenger information displays and clocks. These can be added on stations. If I head over to this station, for example, I can add the clock right here. And this clock will display the in-game time. So if I were to turn on the time with game mode or game rule to daylight cycle through, you'll see it starts moving. This is the actual time, and it's the same time that the schedule from earlier in the depot menu will use right here. Then you can also add these passenger information signs. Do keep in mind these only work in the station areas you defined at the beginning, and these will show when the next train arrives. The one in green is the one that is right here, and the yellow orangey one is the one that is going to arrive soon. As you can see, it displays the correct times and all of that, so it's very useful to have in your stations. You have a couple of variants of these, one of these being a non-color variant, a bit more info, and another being some sort of info and advertisement combined. With the London Underground pack, you can also get some station tracks and some tunnel pieces. Now, I haven't used these before, but they should work just fine. What these do is they add a piece of track that will go under the train. So if we say, for example, add it like this, my bad, they should be one lower. So we're going to place these. And place one right here, and then continue placing these. This will make it look a bit more real instead of just some flat tracks. So if this train moves out of the way, I can also show you some of the pieces for the tube station. This, for example, is a piece that creates the tunnel. Now, you can use this on a block that's about 2 blocks away from the center of the track. So build one up and then place the block on there, and it will properly align. Then you can also use the second and the third part to complete the tunnel. So second part, it will go up a bit more. So grab another support block, put it above, and then place the block on there. And there we go. That's the middle part of the tunnel. And then to create the last part, you're going to need to build 2 up and 2 to the right. Then you can start adding blocks like this. You're going to have to remove these later on. Then we build all of these. Once that is done, remove the extra blocks. And you have the top part. You can also use this part for the other side. We're not going to do that right now, as that would be a bit too much for this basic video. Now there's lots more to play with, like signals, sound and all of that, but there is a way better video that explains all of this in way more detail on a different channel. I will also try to link those below. If this helped you, please leave a like and subscribe, comment down below, and if you have a suggestion on what I should do next, please also comment that down below, and I hope to see you in the next video.